Hi guys, welcome to Knit by Nick. My name is Nick and I knit, and today we're going to be talking about Grindr's first ever fashion show. Now, if you know what Grindr is, you might be wondering why is Grindr hosting a fashion show in the first place? And if you don't know what Grindr is, bless your heart, first of all. And second of all, Grindr is a dating app primarily targeted for gay men. And when I say dating app, that's a bit of a euphemism. Let's just say that Grindr is focused more on what happens after the date, late at night, after you've had a few drinks. Anyway, they decided to host a fashion show as a marketing strategy. This fashion show is actually a very special fashion show, I would say. Not only because it's Grindr's first attempt at a fashion show, we have never seen something like this from Grindr before, but also because it's in collaboration with Michael Schmidt, who is a big designer, and a pretty bold wool producer from Germany called Rainbow Wool. And that's actually why I decided to talk about this fashion show on this channel, because we're a knitting and crochet channel, a fiber arts channel. I could not just let this go by. I'm just really excited to talk about this show. I have a lot of opinions. I saw like some very cool looks, some not so cool looks, and I hope you guys are ready to dive in this Grindr world with me. This video is coming out on the 13th of December, which is exactly a month after Grindr's fashion show, which was held on the 13th of November. The show starts with a speech from Grindr's head of marketing, and his name is Tristan Pinheiro. He's the head of marketing and communications at Grindr, and he opens the show with a speech about how Grindr's intention is to connect gay people.
Grindr is in the business of connecting gay people.
Again, I think that's a bit of a euphemism, but I'm not here to talk about his speech. I think his speech was great. And to be honest, I think this was a genius move from Grindr's marketing team to collaborate with Rainbow Wool. Rainbow Wool is a German yarn producer. They are known for their gay sheeps. If you're wondering about gay sheep, I guess I would have to explain that some male sheep are not interested in mating with female sheep, so they are considered gay sheep. And these gay sheeps, they're usually slaughtered because they don't serve much purpose for their owners who are breeding these sheep. If this sheep can't give you babies, it's gonna get slaughtered. And Rainbow Wool focuses on rescuing these gay sheep. So they have kind of a sanctuary of male gay sheep, and they produce wool out of their fur. That's a beautiful purpose for a nonprofit organization to have. They call themselves nonprofit, and they decided to make a 100% or 100% wool fashion show where everything is knitted or crocheted. When I say everything, it's like literally like maybe like 99% of everything on the runway is knitted or crocheted, like with the exception of a few accessories, but like the vast majority of everything that you'll see on this runway is knitted or crocheted. Also in Tristan's speech, he talks about how being gay is still illegal in like 60 countries apparently, in 60 countries that Grindr operates in, which is even crazier. And he talks about how the show is the kind of magic that happens when gay people come together. And actually that these sheep are a bit of a metaphor to how gay people are treated in our society. After Tristan's beautiful speech, the first model comes out and it's this Adam inspired look. So from Adam and Eve, it's a bit biblical. And first I thought, wow, what a bold look to start the show with. It's this like huge like gay environment and you're starting the show with a biblical figure. Well, I don't know if biblical, but definitely religious figure, which is Adam. And he comes out in this like tiny leaf covering his crotch and a snake around his neck, which is crocheted. And right from the get-go, you know what you're in for, right? You're gonna see all these like intricate crochet ornaments all made of rainbow wool. And then the second look comes out and it's this Roman emperor inspired look. At this point, I was like, oh, okay, they're gonna do like a gaze through history kind of theme. And oh boy, was I wrong. I really like the first look, the Adam look, because I thought it set the tone really well to the show. But from the emperor look, the Roman emperor look, like I started questioning what the theme of the of the show was. Later, I realized that the concept of the fashion show was gay archetypes and tropes in adult films. Anyway, let's go through some of my favorite looks from this show and some of my least favorite looks from the show. So, one of the looks that I really like was this Scottish inspired look, this Scotsman. He's wearing like a checkered mini skirt and sort of a shawl. I don't really know the proper name for what he's wearing for this piece over his shoulder. I think that this is beautiful. It doesn't even look like knit from afar. The checkered is so well made. It's so beautiful. The red is bright along with the blue, the yellow, the green. I think this is a beautiful color combination. I think to kind of have a twist on the traditional Scottish kilt, which is pretty, I don't want to say gay, but like men in skirt are kind of controversial, and having this iconic kilt look as a mini skirt, I think that's pretty bold. I think that's really cool. I really liked seeing this on the runway. That's just my opinion.
That's my opinion!
Okay, another one of my this look is both one of my favorites and one of the ones that most disappointed me, which is the cowboy look. I think the pieces are really well made. Out of all the knit and crochet shorts that I saw on this runway, and there were a lot of them, that was like a theme throughout the runway. It was just so many tiny shorts. This was one of the coolest ones, which kind of imitates denim, just like dark blue denim inspired shorts. I really like it. I like the vest with the fringe, and I really like the cowboy hat. I do agree that like cowboys are a trope in adult films. Like it fits the genre with the whole Brokeback Mountain thing. It's a thing in the gay universe. But having said that, this look could have been a lot more glamorous, a lot more fashion, a lot more even camp. Why is a cowboy not wearing assless chaps? Come on, that's such a given. Do you see the brown vest with a fringe? He could have been wearing assless chaps with the same fabric or something, or even this like denim, like this denim inspired look with aslet, like with the chaps. That would have been so iconic. And I feel like if you're doing a cowboy look, you need the chaps. It's just so gay, it's so glamorous. Like also talking about this fringe on the vest, one of the ways to glam this fringe up could have been to have it like a super long dangly fringe that would have added so much more movement to this look. If the fringe on this vest had gone all the way to the floor, this would have slayed. The cowboy hat, it's a really cool hat. I love crochet hats, but I feel like for a cowboy hat you kind of need a bit more structure. And I don't know if they used any wiring in this. I don't think they did, and I would have liked to have seen a bit more structure on this hat. Okay, this farmer look. This is one of my favorite looks. I really like the hat with the green hat with a cable knit. I think that's really cool. It's not something that I've necessarily seen before. Knit hat with cables. I like the tone of blue. I like that it reminds me of denim. I think it's very farm. I love the prop that he's holding, huge haze of prop. I think it matches the theme of we're talking about a gay sheep here. I kind of wish that he was wearing a, I don't know, maybe a knit button up underneath or something, just to make it a bit more fashionable.
Wait, but is it fashion?
I understand that him being shirtless speaks well with the theme, with the trope theme, but still, it just gives me plain overall. It's not quite fashion. I feel like if he was wearing a shirt underneath, a classy button-up shirt underneath, it would contrast really well. I don't know, what would you have added to this look? Because at the end of the day, it's just a small overall. These looks are not necessarily in order. I'm just talking about the looks that I liked. We had a bit of a theme with the tiny shorts and the boiler suits, like the mechanic coveralls, let's say. We had one with long pants for the mechanic in black, which I think was so cool. I'm obsessed with it. I want it. Like, I want to make this. Boiler suits are such a cool thing. It's so masculine to me. And then to have this mechanic with a boiler suit that's knit, it doesn't even look like knit. It's so well made with a huge tire, super campy. It's really cool. And again, the motif of the hat, the hat with the cables, really cool. This boiler suit thing kind of got a bit boring after some time because there are two other looks that are essentially like it's the same silhouette. It's like a boiler suit with short pants, it's like a short boiler suit. And there's one in this beautiful blue, which seems to be like a ribbing situation, and I really like this blue as well. It looks really good on him. It looks like a really fashionable piece to me. I still feel like it's missing some detailing, maybe some accessories to really bring the fashion. But as a piece, as a standalone piece, I think this blue ribbed shorts boiler suit is really cool.
Very cool. Really cool. I think they're very cool. Pretty cool. They're really cool. I think they're very cool. I think that would be very, very cool. So
Another look that's really cool and was talked a lot about is the mail delivery guy with the DTF logo, which is, I guess it's meant to be UPS, but they did it DTF. Really, really smart detail. And I'm missing the details in this show. I feel like this is one of the details that I really enjoyed and that I wanted to have seen more of these play on words, uh, more of these details. Again, we have a shorts boiler suit in brown, really well made, really smart idea to have a boiler suit, a knit boiler suit. It looks like the work is beautiful, like it looks really well knitted, but again, it's something that we've seen in two other looks. After you've seen two of them, you're like, okay. Another look that I sort of liked is the greaser look. By the time that this look came on, I still kept on thinking that they were doing a gaze throughout history timeline situation, because you started with Adam, you had the Roman, you had the medieval, they kind of had a caveman situation as well, and then they had a 60s look, they had a 70s look. And I was like, oh, okay, they're doing like a decades, a timeline. But then all the professions came along, all the career looks, and that's when I was like, wait, what's happening? Is it village people? Is it what is this? And then by the last look, I realized like, oh no, okay, these are adult film tropes. And when I did some research about the fashion show and I saw the interviews and I saw them talking about it, it confirmed to me. It was like, ah, okay, this is a reference to gay films. But this greaser look, to have this leather jacket look in knit with cables and the color, it with the zippers, the belt at the bottom of the jacket, it's super cool. It's not something that I would ever expect to see. I had never thought of making a leather jacket structure in knit. Like that's really cool. This was really surprising to me. I kind of wish that it wasn't in black, but then it would have been, maybe the leather aspect of this jacket wouldn't have translated if it wasn't in black. But then again, we're talking about a gay universe where you can do anything, you know? So why not have like this look in like a dark wine red, for example, like a burgundy red or something? I know it wouldn't maybe read greaser as much, but I don't know. I thought this was a really cool piece, at least. And then the jeans in it, like bold. Okay, I think this next look. Wait, let me have a sip of tea. Okay, this next look was I think one of the most popular looks on the show, which is the pizza delivery boy. So cool, such a cool trope. I'm really glad that they did this trope. And he had a crochet pizza, which I think is a really cool prop to have. And he was like really showing the pizza around. Like it felt like he was really having fun. This is a really cool trope. The fashion again, it's just a plain t-shirt. The main thing about this look is the pizza that he's holding. So if he wasn't holding a huge crochet pizza, like this look wouldn't have been that impactful. I think a lot of people were talking about this look online because of the pizza that he was holding, not because of the look necessarily. And in this look, he's wearing knitted or crocheted Converses, which also really impressive, like really impressive. So in some looks, the details are there, you know? Like they could have made this pizza boy look a bit more fashionable, but like at least there are interesting details, like with the knitted shoes, with the pizza. Maybe if he had a pizza bag, like knotted neons, pizza slice bag, that would have been so much cooler than him just like holding a pizza box around. You know what I mean? But I feel like the choice of designer for this show could have been different. Of course, this designer is very renowned. He brings a lot of attention to the show, to the marketing campaign, and that's essentially what Grindr wants, right? They want a big name to bring a lot of people to see this show, cause some stir online, and he has a huge following already. He knows all these celebrities, but I feel like they could have had some consultancy. They could have had some advice from real people in the crochet and knit community online. Because the things I see online are just incredible. Sometimes I see such unbelievable things online made of crochet and knit. And like, I was expecting something so grand from a fashion show that was kind of not there. Like what I see online is more grand than the things I've seen in this fashion show. Like Knotted Neon is someone that could have been a consultant for this show. They could have given so many good ideas. Like the pizza bag is the example is one of them. Or for example, in Grotto, he makes really cool crocheted balaclavas. He could have been a great consultant for this fashion show. Or like even Yarn Boy. I don't remember exactly his name or handle, but like I'm gonna put it on the screen. Makes very interesting, innovative crochet pieces, knit pieces. Yeah, anyway, I could name drop a bunch of other people that could have been consultants for this show and could have elevated the designs. If Grindr ever does something like this again, or even Michael Schmidt, I hope that they bring some people in from the community, some people that have baggage, that have experience, and have references from the crochet community online. Like, for example, this rat scarf with the rat, like it's so innovative. Or for example, this balaclava with the cake on top from this Brazilian designer. Really cool, really glamorous. Definitely like fits the gay universe. If they had done like a gays throughout history timeline, they could have had this Victorian or like French Marie Antoinette thing, which is a bit overdone, I admit it. But like, I feel like they missed the mark on the message that they were trying to give with this fashion show and with the designs. The gag of having everything made of wool and having everything knit and crocheted is just not enough. They need good designs as a gag as well. Like just the fact that they're 100% knit or 100% crocheted and made of wool, it's just not gaggy enough for the crochet and knitting community, to be honest. I don't know if that's just me. I don't know. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. But I want to reiterate here that this is a genius marketing strategy as a collaboration between a designer, between two brands for the gay community. Like this is huge. The only thing that disappointed me was the designs. Not because I didn't like it, like I loved it. I'm here talking about it. Like if I really had hated it, I wouldn't have been here talking about it. Like I want to be here talking about it because I watched this show a few times and there were things that I really enjoyed and I really liked it. And like my intention with this video is not to be shady or anything. Like I wanna give props to these people, these gay people that made this really iconic moment. But of course, as any art form, there are things that are worth critiquing, right? I don't know if Grindr or anyone in Grindr's management will ever see this video, or if, oh my god, if Michael Schmidt even sees this video, or someone in Rainbow Wool sees this video, like, if you guys are gonna do this again, or if Grindr is gonna do a season 2 of this show, or like, I would have liked to have seen some more influence from the crochet community online, because what I see online is like a lot better than just plain shorts, for example, or like a plain jock strap. Um, but yeah. Okay, this other look, the 70s crochet granny square vest, I thought that was really cool. I feel the same thing about the fringe here when I talked about the cowboy look. I feel like if the fringe had gone all the way to the floor, or if it had been like a granny square dress, that would have been really cool. When I first saw this look, I was like, oh, this is so tacky. But when I stopped and actually saw the pair of shorts, I think out of all the shorts, this pair is one of the pairs that I like the most. And when I saw the shoes, these knitted, I don't know if they're knitted or crochet, I can't really tell here from the picture, but like with the little fringe on the shoes, like I love this. I think they did a really good job with the shoes. This next look might have been my favorite look in the whole show, which is the wrestler look. This orange and purple wrestler look with the Grindr logo in the stomach. First of all, I think purple and orange is such a cool combination of colors. Like I really like these two bright colors together. Second of all, The trope of the wrestler is so iconic. It's very on theme for this show. And this wrestler piece is very, it's not like an everyday piece. It's very fashionable in a sense, because it's not just a plain pair of shorts. It's not just a tank top. It's this like one piece. It's only being worn in this one specific context. And then to have this brought to fashion is really cool. Sure, it's just a replica of what they would have worn in the sports itself, maybe with a wider chest opening thing here. But I think this is one of the strongest looks in this show because of the colors, because of the trope itself, and because when you zoom in and you see the fabric that they made, like the detailing, the stitches, the knitting stitches that they use, like it's so intricate, it's so beautiful, it's such a beautiful texture. And of course, it's the only piece with a Grindr logo. Fashion, logo mania. Give me more Grindr logos. I was missing, like, when I saw this look, I was like, oh, this logo is so iconic. It's so recognizable. It's perfectly placed on this piece, right in the middle of his body. I think this is the strongest look in the show. I kind of wish that the earmuff things that he's wearing, like that doesn't seem to be crocheted at all. Like he could have had a little balaclava or something, or like earmuffs. The earmuffs would have made it fashion, I think. Or even this piece itself, but just like crocheted. Like anyway, one of my least favorite looks was this quarterback look. This really just feels like a costume to me. He's just wearing like a shirt with a jock strap. And sure, we have the football, the crochet football here as a prop, which is cool, but it's nothing special. I really like the 69, that his number is 69. I think that's a really cool reference to the theme. I like that it's a crop top. I think the shirt itself is beautiful. If I had seen this on Instagram, I would have really liked it, but like on the runway, it just reads a bit costume to me. The jock strap again, like it's cool. It's interesting to have a knit or crochet jock strap, but we'd seen it before in another look. And yeah, and the socks that he's wearing doesn't seem like he could have worn like a lot more fashionable socks, a lot more intricate socks with cables, for example. He could have been wearing high heels that would have been more controversial. Again, if his football had been more of an accessory and not just a prop, if it had been a football bag or like a football inspired hat or something, that would have been more interesting. But this is just a quarterback gay costume for Halloween to me. And not that it's badly made or anything, it's just not something, it's just not necessarily fashion.
Oh, that was way harsh, Ty.
Okay, and then this other really boring look, I'm sorry. It's this lifeguard look. It's just like some Speedos, some red Speedos, not even any graphic, anything, just plain boring Speedos, knit Speedos, and then this plain white tank top with an X on it. And the surfer guy with the plain shorts, like, yeah, knit shorts, crochet shorts are really cool. In fact, I want to make a pair of crochet shorts for myself, and I might make a video actually out of that. But like, it's just, is a guy in shorts a look worthy of a runway? I don't think so. This other look with a daddy, I guess rich neighbor sugar daddy guy with this red robe. Like, okay, this red robe is actually beautiful. It's gorgeous. This red robe is gorgeous. It's really well made. Like the stitching is gorgeous. The color is gorgeous. It's really beautiful. But it's just like, is it a piece that can be worn by itself? I feel like he could have been wearing something else with this look, not just the robe. It's a really beautiful piece. I can't stress this enough. Like that's not the issue for me, but it's just like it's a bit boring for a fashion show. I don't know how I would have made this overall look better to make it fit the trope a bit more. Like it's a beautiful piece, but it's not much more than that. Like I also didn't really recognize this trope from the get-go. Okay, this other tennis look, this tennis player look, again, very plain, very basic, just white polo shirt with white shorts. It reminds me of the Roman emperor look with the cables. It's a tennis player costume. It's not a tennis player fashion look. It doesn't feel like they took the tennis player trope and made a look inspired by that. It feels like they made a costume of a tennis player. But this doesn't mean that the piece is poorly made. Like, that's not at all what I'm saying. I think all the pieces here are done with immaculate precision. Like, they fit the models really well. I just wish the designs had been more creative, especially when I go on my timeline on Instagram and I follow all these other knitwear and crochet designers who are not world renowned, and they are making like such incredible pieces and things that are a lot more interesting than what I'm seeing here on this runway. I guess I also just need to emphasize that you can have the gay adult film tropes without them being a costume. You can use them as a reference for a more fashionable look, for something that's a bit more artistic and not just a knit representation of something. Especially because Grindr is not a fashion brand. Grindr is not gonna sell these pieces. They don't need to worry about making money on selling these pieces. So they had the chance to make outrageous crochet, to make over the top knitwear. Maybe he thought that it was being really out there and over the top, but take a quick look online and you'll see that you could have gone a lot more over the top. That top is a lot higher. I don't want to be that kid from School of Rock that says you're tacky and I hate you.
You're tacky and I hate you.
There were a lot of things that I really enjoyed about this show. As I said, the concept of Grindr collaborating with Rainbow Wool, with Michael Schmidt, empowering the LGBT community, or at least the G in the LGBT community. The idea of this event is genius. I really want to congratulate everyone that was involved in this show. It's really impressive. All the pieces must have taken a lot of time, a lot of effort. The models, everything. Really, really cool event. I just wish the designs had been a little more creative, a little better, and that they had consulted some big people on Instagram that do crochet and knit. But then again, I also don't know the production behind this show. I don't know the budget that they had. I don't know how much time they had. So there's a lot I don't know as well. I will leave some articles here in the description for this video. I will leave the link to the full show as well, so you can see it for yourself and have your own opinions about it. I would love, love, love to hear your opinions on the comments. I really want to see what people are thinking about this show, because I have seen a lot of people online that don't crochet and don't knit, and they were all really impressed by this crochet pizza, by this snake, by this football, by these really intricate things, by, for example, knitted Converses, and I'll give them that. Like, it is really impressive and it is really cool if you are not in the community, if you're not in the crochet community or the knitwear community. But if you are, if you do knit, if you do crochet, these pieces are not as impressive because I'm constantly bombarded with other way more impressive things on social media. And I wish that these people that are making these really jaw-dropping pieces on social media, I wish that they had been somewhat involved, or like consulted, or even have been invited, or like I don't know who was invited. But anyway, with the doctor and patient look, I really liked that the doctor was wearing these like bright blue gloves. Those were giving fashion to me. Those were the details that I was missing. Like, I wanted more like fashion accessories, like a strong blue glove. It's so fashionable to me. For example, the lumberjack look, he could have had a crocheted beard. I've seen like pretty cool like Santa Claus beards that are crocheted. I've seen crocheted mustaches. Like, that would have made it camp and fun, and I feel like it would have kept the overall like energy of the show, you know, of having this kind of silly, kind of fun, kind of campy thing going on. And that would have given them the chance to include more crochet, be more creative with the wool, the material that they were provided with. For example, this sheep balaclava that I saw online recently, it was pretty campy, and I felt like that could have been something that I saw on this fashion show in this farm look, for example. If I felt like they didn't quite go camp enough and they didn't quite go fashion enough. And to be honest, I think even Tom Daly, what he's wearing in Game of Wool, he's wearing some really cool knitwear. That's sort of what I was expecting from a 100% knitted and crochet fashion show. Like, for example, this pink look that he wore in one of the episodes, this was inspired by his own body, and the designer kind of like knitted his silhouette into this look, or like it was just a bit more daring, a bit more fashion. What Tom Daly is wearing in Game of Wool doesn't feel like a costume, it feels like a fashion knitwear look. I was also a bit confused by the models just standing there at the back. After they walked on the runway, they would just kind of like awkwardly stand there in the back, like flooding the background. I thought that was a weird choice because it literally felt like a Halloween party to me with all these like guys in costumes, sexy farmers, sexy cowboys, sexy policemen, and they're kind of just standing there. I don't know. I thought that was an interesting choice, and I don't really know why they did that. I guess I also have to say that I felt a lack of inclusivity in the models. They were all pretty fit men. I would have liked to have seen different body types on the runway because this is a huge complaint from coming from people that watch fashion shows and people that feel like they don't belong in the fashion industry or that fashion is not for them because they're not tall and skinny. And most of these, I think, if not all of these models, they were all thin and fit. I feel like this doesn't really represent people, the gay community as a whole. I would like to have seen some different body types. To be honest, this is something that Grindr is very criticized for. No fat, no femmes, no Asians. Grindr has had some scandals over race on their app, like where you were previously able to filter profiles by race.
Race?
Also, people with different body types often come out against Grindr saying that they don't feel comfortable in their app because it seems like all men in there are just headless torsos. And I feel like this was a chance for Grindr to talk about that and to address that gay people come in all shapes and forms. And I was watching some interviews with Michael Schmidt, the designer, just reading articles about it, and they were being quite political, talking about how gay people are sort of discarded in our society, like these sheep also are. So they were talking about political things. The message around this fashion show was political, but the looks didn't quite represent that. They were talking about how being gay, how the main message of this show was to talk about how being gay is a natural thing.
We're trying to shine light on the idea that being gay is natural.
And I feel like that did not translate with the theme of the show at all, which is gay adult film archetypes and tropes. But yeah, as I said, I really want to congratulate everyone that was a part of this. This is a really cool marketing collaboration. I love seeing the knitting art, the crochet art being mixed with a gay community first of all, and then being represented in a fashion show. Having a fashion show that's entirely dedicated to this art form is it's really cool. This show is definitely an inspiration to me as well. But yeah, if you liked this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a dislike. Definitely tell me what you thought about this show and your favorite looks in the comments. I really want to know what the knitting and crochet community are thinking of these pieces. I want to know if I'm like the odd man out here, if I'm just being like a bitter or if you guys agree with me, if you think that this show could have been a bit more creative in terms of design. Share this with your friends, turn on the bell notifications so you know when I'm releasing other videos. If you like this knitting and crochet universe, or if you like knitting and crochet content, make sure to subscribe because there's a lot more to come. Yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Oh, gotta go. Bye.